Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. It's a great evening. We'll be swearing in, promoting detectives tonight. It's great. We have all our men and women in blue behind us. That's always a great, great feeling to see that. So this is official Bristol Township Council meeting, February 15th, and the starting time is 7:06. Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance. Remember your men and women in blue and all service personnel that are here and overseas and the ones that never made it back. Thank you. Oh, and one other mention, Pat.
And I'd also like to ask if everyone.
Again, it's great to see everybody. Thank you for coming out. Before the meeting started, we met in an executive session.
Mr. President, Council, we met in executive session. We discussed litigation matters, personnel matters, and administrative matters. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we need roll call.
President Bowen.
Here.
Vice President Murphy.
Present.
Mr. Antonello.
Here.
Mr. Blaylock.
Here.
Ms. Dunlap.
Here.
Mrs. Wagner.
Present.
Next, we have monthly reports are available for review in the Township Manager's office. Public comments will be taken on land development and official action items. General comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. Next, we have a presentation. Chief, great to see you. It's a good night, good evening. Chief Colton, great to see you.
All right, tonight I have the honor and the privilege. Is it on? Is it on?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I have the privilege to appoint 3 police officers to the rank of detective tonight, and we'll be swearing them in with Judge Wagner. And with no further ado, I'd like to first call up Detective Timothy McDonald. Tim, come on up. Tim is from Langhorne, Pennsylvania. He graduated from Neshaminy High School in 2009. He is also a graduate of Coastal Carolina University, graduating in 2013 with a degree in finance. Prior to his employment here, Tim worked in the finance field until September of 2018, after which he accepted a position here as a police officer, starting his career September of 2018. At this time, I'd like to call up Tim's fiancee, Kaylee, who will hold the Bible while he is provided the oath of office by Judge Wagner.
Bob, raise your right hand, please. Yes, I can multitask. Repeat after me, please. I, Timothy McDonald,
I, Timothy McDonald,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office
of my office
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
integrity,
integrity,
and honesty,
and honesty,
without consideration
without consideration
to a person's race,
to a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability
handicap, or disability,
as a detective
as a detective
with the Bristol Township Police Department.
with the Bristol Township Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
just going to stand because we're going.
Yeah, I was going to say it. All right, Chief.
Okay, the second officer tonight, I'd like to call up Detective Michael Gabrowski. Come on up. Detective Gabrowski is originally from Northeast Philadelphia. He is a graduate of Bishop McDermott High School in 2008. McDivitt, excuse me. Prior to becoming a Bristol Township police officer, Mike served in the U.S. Coast Guard for 10 years before accepting the position here as a police officer in August of 2018. At this time, I'd like to call Mike's wife, Sarah, up to hold the Bible for the oath of office. Sarah?
Forward, please. Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Michael Grabowski,
I, Michael Grablowski,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity,
fidelity,
integrity,
integrity,
and honesty,
and honesty,
without consideration
without consideration
to a person's race,
to a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability
handicap, or disability,
as a detective
as a detective
with the Bristol Township Police
with the
Department.
with the Bristol Township Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Well, this is Detective Emily Ann Miletti. Cheers. Emily Ann is from Warrington, Pennsylvania. She graduated from Central Bucks South High School in 2012. She obtained a Bachelor's of Criminal Justice from Delaware Valley University in 2016. Prior to being employed by Bristol Township, Emily Ann was a Bucks County Prisons Corrections Officer between 2016 and 2019, where she obtained the rank of sergeant. She became a Bristol Township police officer in December of 2019. At this time, I'd like to call up Emily Ann's father, Mark Miletti, who will hold the Bible for her oath of office. Mr. Miletti? Yes, sir.
Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. I, Emily Ann Miletti,
I, Emily Ann Miletti,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and the ordinances of Bristol Township,
and I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
integrity,
integrity,
and honesty,
and honesty,
without consideration
without consideration
to a person's race,
to a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin, ancestry, handicap, or disability. As a detective with the Bristol Township Police Department,
with the Bristol Township Police Department.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Yes, we have a commendation of merit. I'd like to call up Police Officer Nicole Davis. Come on up, please. In August 26th of 23, around 6:10 in the evening, Officer Davis was monitoring traffic in a Sunoco station at 503 State Road in Croydon, New Jersey, or Croydon, Pennsylvania, excuse me. A Freudian slip there, you know, Freudian slip. Yeah, that's I know that. She was approached by a male he came up to her window and said that his girlfriend was currently having a baby in the front seat of his car, right? So Officer Davis put on a pair of gloves and went over to the vehicle and delivered a little baby girl. Nicole waited until the ambulance arrived, wrapping the baby in a blanket, where the ambulance then took the child and mother to St. Mary's Hospital. Now, I've been a police officer 40 years, and this is only the second time that I personally know this type of event happening for real. It's an uncommon, but it does happen in policing, and it's one of those things where not only you're out there to protect and defend, but you also do service to the community by bringing a little baby into the world. So the combination states as follows. Combination of merit. Police Officer Nicole Davis, badge number 190. The commendation is an award for the act of intelligence and valuable service, which demonstrated special faithfulness and perseverance, going above and beyond the normal duties of a police officer, embracing the sanctity of human life by delivering a baby and a vehicle. It's signed by Manager Randy Elton and myself. So, Nicole, congratulations.
I hope they named the baby Nicole. Yeah. What did they name her? No, come on. Darn. Maybe the middle name.
Stories like that.
That's so cool. One. 2, 3. Now you look at her friends.
That makes sense. I got that.
All right, enough of these steps. All right, Pat, enough of that.
A lot of steps, huh?
Hey,
Can I stay seated?
think so. I think we can. Look, I got a new car. Well, we don't need him for C.
Well,
We don't need him for presentation.
well,
C, do we?
next we have on the agenda, we have a 2023 year-end review, Engineering Department by Samantha Brinkler.
Yay, Sam!
Yay!
I mean, I cleared out the room, so. Well, I don't know. That was pretty hard to follow up. I haven't delivered a baby, but we have some things, engineering items I would like to discuss with you today. This is our thank you, Council, for having me tonight. My name is Samantha Brinker, and I'm with Gilmore and Associates. Gilmore and Associates is the township's engineer, and we have been working with you since 2012. Over that time, this council and township staff have done amazing projects, and tonight we just want to go over a few of those that we've worked on in the past year. The 2023 road program continues to be a success. This year, the township paved 17 roads for approximately 4 miles. Since 2012, the township has paved 571 roads for 143 miles. Yes. According to PennDOT, the township has 171.5 miles of township-owned roadways, so that is about 80% of the township roads have been paved, and that is quite an accomplishment.
Well, without raising taxes.
Right. I'll get into that. The cost of the road program to date is a little over 20 million, but the benefits have really paid off. The township looks great. As part of upgrading the roadway infrastructure, a curb ramp program was implemented in 2017 to meet PennDOT requirements. The township has installed 710 ramps since then. This past year, the township received funding from the Bucks County Redevelopment Authority Municipal Grant Program. This was for an inlet replacement project. The project was bid in September of 2023, and the total awarded contract was $226,000. The inlet replacement project was for 40 inlets in the West Bristol area. Construction has commenced, and we hope This will be completed in March of 2024. Next, we have the Marie Lowe Community Center, which started construction in October of 2023. Gilmore and Associates prepared the land development plans for the renovated community center along with a new parking lot. For all three contracts, the bids came in and was awarded at a little over $1 million. The anticipated completion date is May of 2024. A few other capital improvement projects that we have worked on in the past year. We worked closely with the township staff for design of these different buildings. The first one being the fire station and senior center. G&A is currently preparing the plans for the renovation of those buildings. We will be addressing flooding issues by adding 2 stormwater facilities and upgrading the ADA parking facilities for future events. And then we have our Parks and Recreation building with the expanding events that the township is holding. A new Parks and Rec building is needed. This will be located at the old Inspire Credit Union property. And the upgrades include new parking areas and stormwater facilities, along with new connections to the municipal park. The last capital improvement project we'll talk about is the Randall Ave Bridge repairs. There were public meetings held earlier this month, which you're all aware about, so we continue to work diligently on those. Next, we have ordinances and subdivision and land developments. We've been working closely with township staff on keeping the ordinances up to date with new regulations, and new uses coming in. Ordinance has to be updated because there's a lot of antiquated sections that are not up to industry standards. I know personally, I like to see a plan closer up, and the requirement is 1 to 100 feet, and I need a magnifying glass if that is going to be acceptable. So basically, a one-size-fits-all method does not always work for all projects. We will be working with your township staff to streamline the process for smaller projects. In November of 2023, you adopted the Comprehensive Park, Recreation, Open Space, and Greenways and Trails Plan. In 2023, there were 10 land development applications, and 22 projects are currently in construction, and 8 projects were closed out. Gilmore and Associates reviews the plans for ordinance compliance and constructability. We try to help the developers understand the whole process from beginning to the end, all the way through the use and occupancy permit. The review process allows us to flush out any issues that may occur in construction. We think it's great that this council is developer friendly, but I do also want to recognize that you ensure that these projects are going to be beneficial to the residents, and you always have their safety as #1 priority for these projects. So that's great because, as Craig said, the developments means increased revenues, not taxes. We oversee, one more item. We oversee projects that are constructed, per plan. Our construction observers have been out to 72 sites this year, and they have reported 1,048. This is up from 2022, where we were only at 42 sites and 689 daily field reports were submitted. So there's a lot of construction going on throughout the township. And next, everybody's favorite subject, MS4. I promise there's not 30 slides. We're just going to run through it very quickly. You know, very good. Someone's been paying attention. So the MS4 still remains as an unfunded mandate. EPA and DEP requires the pollutant reduction plans to reduce pollutants in Neshaminy, Mill Creek, and Queen Anne. The issue usually is funding for those projects, but the grants that are available are very competitive because everyone in the state is trying to apply for the same grants. We are working on your Plum Bridge vegetated swales. We're waiting on a study for the spotted leopard frog and a wetland survey. The permits are renewed. We renewed the permit in 2023, and it's good for a 5-year term. I do want to bring up something in the right-hand corner. So it says stormwater goes into storm drains and pollutants flow untreated into local streams, rivers, and lakes. So there's a misconception sometimes that what goes in the inlet gets treated. However, anything that goes into those inlets goes directly to our waterways. All right, now you can jump ahead. All right, so now our 2024 look ahead. For engineering projects, we are going to continue to improve the township roadway and stormwater infrastructure. The 2024 road program will consist of 7 roads, and we will be evaluating the 2024 curb ramp program to see where and how many we're able to do. With that, we're going to continue to map the township's entire storm sewer network. That way we can come up with a stormwater replacement and repair program. We'll continue to do MS4 compliance and PRP projects. The anticipated construction projects for next year are the, what? Yes, sorry. This is 2023 review for 2024. So later on tonight, you'll be hearing about awards for the Parks and Recreation Center, so we hope to get that on its way. There will be the Senior Center and the Fire Station buildings, which hopefully will get bid in the spring. The Plum Bridge vegetated bioswales, we're waiting on those surveys. And then we continuously work towards the construction of the Randall Ave Bridge repairs. In addition, we will continue to look for grant opportunities for the township. So on behalf of Gilmore and Associates, we wanted to thank council for your continued support with these projects. And of course, I don't need to tell you, your township staff is amazing, especially with the leadership of your manager. And Gilmore strives to give you the best service, and working with all of you has been such a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, we're gonna miss you.
Thank you, Sam.
Oh.
So, this will be the last
No,
presentation
don't
from
say
Samantha. She's moving on to another township. You will be missed.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've done and how you explain things in layman's term. You know, when we ask a question, it's really appreciated. And we'll miss you.
Best of luck.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And the flowers are beautiful.
Samantha's the best. I'm very unhappy.
Next, moving on the agenda with public hearing and ordinances, Mr. Flagger.
This on? Hi. Here we have our reporter here. We have an application of Matthew Olson, 900 Rosa Avenue, Croydon, tax parcel 5-012-387, requesting conditional use approval to allow a 2-family dwelling unit at the above noted location in the R3 residential zone district. And so, is the applicant here? Mr. Olson, are you here? Mr. Olson? I don't see Mr. Olson. The Planning Commission recommended against this. Council action is required.
We were not told he wasn't coming.
Yeah, so, I don't believe he's here, so I guess I'd ask that council make a motion to close the hearing.
First, we need a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello, second by Ray Blaylock on the motion to close the hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next we need a motion to,
Whatever you want to do.
I would like to speak out on behalf of denying this particular application because it doesn't really fit in what we want to do and what has been the norm for Bristol Township. So I make a motion that we deny this application.
so we have a motion to deny by Patrick Antonello, second by Sidney Murphy on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor to deny?
Aye.
Anyone opposed to that? Thank you.
Abstentions? Any abstentions?
What?
Were there any abstentions?
Abstention?
Oh, stop it.
I just want to make sure, because it's clear, because we're voting them down. Okay, 6-0. So 6 members here, 6-0.
Okay,
Thank you, council.
Thank you, Mr. Flagger, for clearing that up. Next,
The next thing, Mr. President, the attorney asked that this be continued until a date certain, which would be April 18th, I think is our next, the April meeting, April 18th, 2024. And that would be an ordinance of the Township of Bristol vacating a portion of Sunset Avenue, a paper street. So we need a motion.
to close the hearing?
No, just need a motion to
Postpone.
continue this to a date certain, which would be, continue this hearing
Yes.
to April 18th, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello to continue,
I'll second it.
second by Marcia Dunlap. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Okay. The next thing is a application of Oak Ridge Investments, 7998 New Falls Road.
Randy, just one second. So, just so everybody in the audience isn't as confused, we had gotten previous notice that these applications wanted to be continued. I actually amended the agenda, took them off. I shouldn't have, since we're continuing them to a date certain. Just, the agenda doesn't match up with what's going on right now. Just so
Okay,
you know.
yes, that's, okay. Sorry, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, so the next one on the original agenda said there was an application of Oak Ridge Investments, 7998 New Falls Road in Levittown, requesting a zoning change from professional office to commercial, asked for that to be continued to a date certain, 3/21, our next meeting in March, 3/21/2024. Need a motion for that, please.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Sidney Murphy to continue. Do we have another motion, please?
I'll second it.
Second by Marion Wagner on a motion to continue this to March 21st. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Last one.
Next thing, Mr. President, Council, is application of JRZ LLC, 500 Coventry Avenue, Croydon, requesting a zoning change for properties at 607 Second Avenue. Anyway, they'd like that continued as well to a date certain, March 21st, 2024. Need that motion, please.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello,
I'll second.
second by Sidney Murphy to continue until March 21st. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Is that it?
That's it for that, yeah. You're on the,
E.
the next thing on the agenda is the ordinance amending the Code of Township of Bristol, Chapter 120, Housing Standards to include regular inspection of recovering homes.
We need a motion for that.
Make it.
Motion by Marianne Wagner,
I'll second.
second by Sidney Murphy. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? You want to just keep on going there, Mr. Flagger?
Yeah.
Okay,
You got to
Mr.
roll.
President, Council, an ordinance amending the Code of Bristol Township, Chapter 134, nuisances, to authorize the township to seek administrative search warrants to enter upon properties, consideration to take appropriate action. We need a motion or.
I need an explanation.
Yeah,
You want to do it? Want me to do it? I can do it if you want. I mean, it's the, we already do the international building code, but this is now our own township codes. So we can get an administrative search warrant to rectify nuisances on people's property. So they don't throw us off their property. We'll have proper access to gain into their properties to fix nuisances.
Excellent. I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a question. Is that defined, that word nuisance is defined?
Yes.
We have a motion by Sidney Murphy,
Second.
second by Patrick Antonello. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
And this is appropriate because we've had a little bit of snow. An ordinance amending the code of Bristol Township of Bristol, Chapter 175, Streets and Sidewalks, concerning the removal of snow, ice, or sleet from the sidewalk. The major changes, it used to say 12 hours, now you have 24 hours, which seems a more realistic
I'll
standard.
make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello,
I'll second it.
second by Marcia Dunlap. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Oh, you
Aye.
have it called on.
Oh.
Yep, come on up.
Come
You
on.
can
Wait.
Wait till you get to the.
Got to
State-
give us your name and address, dear.
Hold on. Ma'am.
Great.
Could you push the button down? There's green light will
Green?
go on. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
I'm
we go.
Gail York. I live in Bristol Township at 64 Whitewood Drive.
Great.
I've been at my house for 48 years. I'm 81 years old. And I get a letter from Bristol Township that they had to put salt down. They did not. My son did it. We went out and bought 2 big bags of salt, shoveled the sidewalk. I have a corner property, and this has never happened to me in 48 years.
What happened?
So what happened was we were receiving a lot of complaints. It was the first storm, not the most recent one. It was the storm before that in January. And we were inundated with hundreds and hundreds of calls. Most of them were routes to school where people hadn't even touched their sidewalk. This is the one where it was a freezing rain and then snow and then freezing rain and then snow and then freezing rain again. So what we did, and we documented every single house that we went to before we sent out the letter, and then after the letter was sent out, before a contractor touched any of the sidewalks, either to shovel it or to put ice on it or to put salt on it. We have documents of all the pictures of every single sidewalk that was not cleared and never looked like it was touched.
No, it was touched. I have pictures of the sidewalk. My son came over. First, we cleared the sidewalk. Then he came over that night, and he threw salt down because it was going to be freezing temperatures. So nobody, especially the mailman, you don't want him falling. You want your mail. But we're just upset over the whole thing.
Did you call code enforcement and talk to them?
They don't want to, he won't call us back. I sent emails to Mr. Mattig, Robert Mattig. I talked to Carla. She said, just pay the fine. What's the difference? You just pay the fine. Us, we're going to put a lien on your house.
Yeah, because that's what we did. That's the language went out, and this is why we heard the feedback. We had this ordinance that we have has been in effect since 1986, where it does allow the township to hire a contractor for people that don't go out and shovel or fix the sidewalks and then lien the property.
He never saw it. I watched him from the window. He took pictures, and then he left, and he went to my neighbor's, who she paid $60 to have her sidewalk cleared, and it was cleared, and she got a letter. She got a fine. I'm only mad. I would pay it if we didn't salt, but my son came over and salted. We bought 2 bags of salt. And I said to him, this guy's scamming us because I'm not paying the $75. I took it over to Tina Davis's office, and they told me to come here tonight.
Okay, well, they should tell you to call the manager rather than have to
Exactly.
come here.
Randy, I
Yeah,
think, Gail,
I'll handle it.
Yeah.
Gail,
Yeah, you got pictures.
after
and-
the meeting, can you hang on till the meeting wraps up?
Yeah,
We're almost done.
Yeah, and talk to Randy, and then we'll look into it. We'll figure it out. You don't, if you ever have an issue, before
You don't have
This
to
is
wait.
your last resort, is to come here in public and holler. First, you should ask to talk to the manager, because Randy will deal with every citizen that has an issue. And we'd rather you do that than have to,
Wait.
come out here and,
Well, they gave me to this Mr. Robert McTigg, who's the new department,
well, he's not new anymore, but he's the building and planning boss.
whatever. And I tried to explain it to him, so I emailed him, but he never got back to me. And my son
Okay.
called him, he never got back to me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but again, this is the buck stops right there
Okay.
with Miss Elton.
And just so you know, your state representative can't do nothing about it.
Okay.
You know, that's-
She's
that-
not involved with the township.
No, she's in Harrisburg, you know, that's like going to,
Well, Miriam and I.
President Biden for something.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
just
Miriam
not in
and
the
I've
same
been in the
place.
township. She's been here 45 years. I've been here
I got it.
48 years.
All right, we'll take a look at it.
Okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I gave you my business card, so you don't have to, you're more than welcome to stay, but you don't have to.
So we, where were
this-
we at? We had a motion.
Mr. President, this ordinance makes it more liberal.
Yes.
This goes from 12 hours to 24 hours, so this would be a good thing.
Right.
So
Yep.
it's for your
So we have two
consideration.
motions on it already? Right. All in favor to change the,
Aye.
yeah. Aye.
That
Anyone
was really
opposed?
more
Thank you.
Public comments.
All right, next we have a consent agenda. Consider approval of voucher list requisition date of February 15th, 2024, in an amount of $3,180,041.31. And consider approval of January 18th, 2024 council meeting minutes. We need a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy. Second by Mary Ann Wagner. On that motion, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. And next, we have a report from Township Manager.
Thank you, President Bowen. First, I'd just like to say thank you to Samantha for diligent and tenacious work. You will be missed here in Bristol Township as a consultant, but don't be a stranger. And we have in our lobby, we have from Aiden Andrews, an Eagle Scout project. We had his brother came in and received commendation for an Eagle Scout project a couple years ago, and now Aiden is following in his brother's footsteps, and he has a backpack and school supply drive. We have he has many locations that he has drop boxes at. One of them is in our lobby, and it talks about all the items that are needed. So that'll be here till the end of March. I'll put this up on our Facebook page and our website, and hopefully be able to help out Aiden with his project, and then be able to help out others. Just following up from some of the items that we continued on after we had our town hall meeting for the Randall Avenue Bridge. We heard some of the concerns. We did get speed signs out on Radcliffe Street, and so the police will evaluate that. That has, it'll show the speed and distance of each vehicle, and we usually put them out for about 2 weeks and see if there's a speed issue. And we'll also talk to the department, and we'll have truck enforcement out there as well. Those were some of the concerns that were easy. The light that everybody was talking about at Radcliffe and Randall, that is a blinking yellow. I don't think that there's anything else we can do. We received concerns to have that not go through the motions, and so it isn't. It's a blinking yellow, but now that we'll have enforcement out there for speeding, they'll also be checking the intersection and make sure people are going at a safe speed. We did meet out there with Amtrak, the prospective contractor, and township consultants and township employees. Now it's on the prospective contractor to submit how they're going to do the work. Once that comes in, then we'll have further discussions with Amtrak of the crux of the meat and potatoes of the job, of how we're going to do the work, the outages, etc.
And how much it's going to cost.
Well, sure, yes, there's that too. But we do have a grant. We have $1 million or $975,000 grant.
Well, that was to fix the abutments, so.
Right, but we were able to move that over to the reconstruction or the repair.
Right. But
Right.
ultimately, the abutments have to be fixed, so.
Correct, right. And we have another grant application in for that. So hopefully we'll get that one and we'll be able to do both of the projects at the same time. And then
Yeah,
open
where's
up the
those
bridge.
federal dollars, Brian? Let's get on the stick.
Yeah, well, we're applying.
Come on,
And he's-
Fitz.
He's helping.
Yeah, not enough. He's not helping enough. Anyhow.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Randy Elton. Next, Township Solicitor. Is there anything else?
I just wanted to also wish Samantha the best. We've really enjoyed working with you all these years. You're a star. Our loss is their gain. I wish you only the best. And belated Happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Thank you, Randy. You all are a wonderful group of people, and I am so happy to have worked with all of you, and I appreciate everything I've learned from every single one of you. I wish everyone the best. Thank you.
You're always welcome back, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. On the agenda, new business, we have a application for ZRZ LLC, 500 Coventry Avenue, Croydon, requesting permission final land development approval to construct
That's
two
continued.
units. Yeah,
Right.
Right.
It's going to be continued also.
Oh, sorry.
we need to continue this one.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
Yep,
okay.
yep.
On the properties located at 612 Coventry Avenue, tax parcel number 5-008-177, and 607 Second Avenue, tax parcel 5-008-176, Croydon. So we need a motion to continue this.
Should 3/21/24.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello,
Second.
second by Sidney Murphy. On that motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a revision to Resolution 2023-50 to request an additional stormwater management waiver from Solido, Section 173-14 for land development at 6801 Bristol Pike. Mr. Schroeder.
So this project, you're probably familiar with. We've already gone through an approval for it. It's the former Keith's Auto on 13. It's proposed to become a self-storage facility.
Yep.
So in the process of complying with their conditions of approval, it was identified additional waivers required for their stormwater management, for their recharge volume. So this is just a formality to add another waiver request to that project.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Patrick Antonello. Second by Ray Blaylock. Hey, Ray, how you doing down there? Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. On that, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Schroeder, for clearing that up for me. Consider resolution of Bristol Township Council exchanging real property of greater value with JRSGF LLC. Consider to take appropriate action. Ms. Elton, would you like to explain that one? Mr. Flagger?
Well, this is, under the law, if you're going to exchange property, you have to come out at least ahead. And this is where we get all of the Washington Elementary School, and they get about an acre near the former Fitz School. We come out way ahead. It's for your approval.
All right. Get that project moving. What do
I'll
we
make
need?
that motion.
Motion by Sidney Murphy.
Second.
Second by Patrick Antonello. On that motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
I'll abstain.
And for the record, Marianne will abstain from that. We have other business. Is there any other business?
Are you doing bids?
We got to do bids yet?
Six.
Oh, I went too fast. Bids for Bristol Township Park. I knew I would mess something up.
Almost
Yeah, thank you.
perfect.
Yep, almost. All right, 9 out of 10. Bids for Bristol Township Park and Recreation Building.
Thank you. So we solicited to have, as it was talked about by Samantha earlier on, we have renovated the former Inspire building to be our Park and Rec building. That is, the building's almost ready for completion and UNO. Once we're in there for a little bit, and we're gonna, hold an open house, and we'll invite everybody in the community to go see it. It's beautiful. What we have in front of us tonight is a bid package that was put out for renovation of the parking lot and connection and stormwater management, and then connection from that parking area to our municipal park. So we have received, we actually received like 8 bids. Yeah, it's competitive again.
It is.
So the recommendation is to N. Abenizio Contractors in the amount of $551,852. It would be, the intent is to award the bid. They haven't gone through the 30-day responsible contractor ordinance, so they're going through that now. That'll be up March 4th. So after that, we'd be able to start going into a contract with them as long as there's no issues.
Randy, could I ask you a little more about the scope of work that that $500,000 is paying for?
Sure. It's to, we probably should have had it up here, but it's to realign, if you recall, there's two access points. It was a circular driveway. We're taking down we took down the canopy for the bank portion of it, and it's to redo all of that parking and paving area. We're adding more parking as we need it for our events. And then there's stormwater management. There's some PennDOT work out on Bath Road.
Okay, thank you.
So we need a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello and second by Marcia Dunlap on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Now we can move to other business. Are there any other business?
Council President, could I
Yes.
have a moment of other business real
Yes.
quick?
Yes, you may.
I'd like to publicly make a comment about Samantha as well.
Uh-oh, don't say anything nasty, Kurt.
So
I know
I'll try
how
not
you
to cry
are.
outside, but I am crying inside, as you all know. So Samantha's been with Gilmore & Associates for over 20 years, longer than I have. She started as an intern. And she has many records that will forever go unbroken, including working for the most offices in the firm. She's literally worked for 5 different locations, I think it is. 7. But she's the absolute GOAT. There's no one who can do what she's done better, and no one ever will be able to do what she's done better. Bristol Township, for the last several years, has had to have been the busiest municipality in Bucks County at least, and we've processed so much work, and she's done it. It's been stressful, but nobody works harder. No one's more committed to excellence, but fortunately, she's also one of the most organized people, and she's gotten pretty good at training people the last few years. So she's leaving us in a good position, but we wish her the best to new challenges. We'll always have her back. She's always had ours. Always welcome to come back. But I can't thank her enough for everything she's done. She makes us proud, and she's truly a staple in our firm that will be missed for a very long time.
Oh, yeah,
Comment from council members?
I am exceedingly sad that Samantha's leaving.
Thank you. Anybody else? This is opportunity for residents to address council when nobody signed in, so at this point, we're going to adjourn the meeting. We need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on the new detectives.